Hi everyone. So today I'm going to show you an amazing AI automation that uses Lovable plus n8n. So the task for today would be to build a frontend using Lovable and then connect n8n automation as a backend for that. And also we are going to learn a hack through which we can lower our Lovable query cost, and then we can easily use Lovable on a free tier also. So first of all, let us understand that what is Lovable. So if we go If you go to Lovable.dev, you can easily see that Lovable is a web app that uses artificial intelligence along with various LLM models in order to create a functional frontend for your web application. So we can see on the website that idea to app in seconds. So we are going to provide a prompt to Lovable in a natural language, and then Lovable can create a functional frontend for us in no time. So if you see the pricing here on the page, if you see the pricing, they are telling that the free plan includes only 5 messages per day with a total limit of 30 messages per month. So if you completed 30 messages in 6 days, then the limit is completed and hence you cannot create more websites through this. So one hack for that would be to create your prompt from the ChatGPT using a detailed prompt, and then you can use that detailed prompt on the Lovable in order to create the website, hence lowering your cost. So let us see in action. So first in this video, we are going to see the demo as well as I will explain you each and every step. So here is our n8n backend and here is our Lovable frontend that I have created. So I will explain you the example through this automation and frontend web application only. So if we see on the Lovable, we have created a webhook and we are responding to Lovable through webhook only and in the AI agent based on my requirement. So first of all, let us understand that what this application do. On the Lovable, if we see, I have created a AI content generator. So through this, we are going to generate professional content for various platforms. On the application part, we can create content for various types. So for example, this can be a LinkedIn post, this can be a tweet, and this can be an email. And for the tone, we can set that to various parts such as professional, casual, and funny. And we can create what topic we need to create a content. So for the content, you can create here. And when you click on the generate, content should generate based on the tone. And if we try to run that, first let us do the test workflow, and it is waiting for the webhook call. And if we go on our Lovable and we are creating a tweet, and for the tone we are setting that as funny. So for example, I want to create a tweet on BYD capturing the EV market. So let us try that, and we are keeping this as tweet and funny. So if we call this as generate, we can see on our automation that this is running fine and this has responded to the webhook. So this has responded to the front end, and this has created a tweet. Once upon a time, in EV Kingdom, BYD rolled in a chariot made by the batteries and smile. While competitors struggle to find a charge, BYD is busy capturing market like a Pokemon Go. Who knew saving the planet could be this much fun? Although we can improve these tweet qualities based on our pre-trained model. So let us see the automation first and then we will go to the Lovable part. So if we have a high level view, we can see that our front end is made by Lovable and our backend is then made by n8n. So here we can see that we have a webhook and we are receiving the response from the front end in the webhook. So we have created a webhook URL and here is the test URL. If we have published the website on and we are serving that to many users around the world, we can also set this to production URL. But in this video, I am sharing the example for the test URL. Here is the test URL and I have put the HTTP method as post, and then path would be the same. Authentication should be none and respond using respond to webhook node. The frontend should send us a payload to the backend, and through webhook call, the payload is fetched and then the processing is done by the ChatGPT. So after that, we can see in the AI agent part that we have defined below some of the prompt according to which the response need to be generated and what does the application do. So if we see that I have created the prompt like this: you are an AI content generator. Based on the input below, generate a creative and a well-written message. So this is a user message. And here is the input. I am providing the platform. The platform would be LinkedIn, Twitter, or email. And tone should be provided to the agent. And then I am providing the topic about which I need to generate a content. So here is the instructions I have provided. Write a message suitable for the given platform. Base the message entirely on the topic provided. So it is required that AI does not do hallucination, and we can get the content based on our requirements only. And make sure the format fits the platform. For example, tweet length for the Twitter is need to be 280 characters, including spaces. More polish for LinkedIn or email. So if we see for the free tier part of the Twitter, we can see that at max we can provide a 280 character length message. So after that, we have said do not include the hashtags unless the platform is tweet. Keep the tone similar to be passed by the user. After that, please add the markdown HTML formatting in the content using tags such that formatting is shown in the result. And after that, I have provided just provide the result, not the line here is your. So these are all the instructions I have provided, and here is the prompt that I will get from the front end. After that, I'm using OpenAI chat model, and I'm using ChatGPT 4 mini, and yeah, so it will do all the processing based on our data, and then it will output the result. So here we would get the result based on our inputs. So for the tweet, it has created this message, and in the webhook, in the respond to webhook node, providing the result to the front end through this respond to webhook node. Also, if we want to create content that is more inclined to our company, we can create that using a pre-trained model of the OpenAI. Also, if we want content more inclined towards our company and our requirements, we can easily select the pre-trained model from the ChatGPT 4o list. So in the ChatGPT model, from the model list, we can select the pre-trained model. For example, if we are previously using ChatGPT 4o, we can use our pre-trained model. That is this. I have created a pre-trained model. And in order to learn how can you train your model on your content, I will release a video soon on my channel how to address that. So I have choose my pre-trained model, and now I'm creating a LinkedIn post. And this model is now pre-trained on creating content regarding education content. So for example, I'm creating a LinkedIn post, and now I save this chat, and now testing the workflow. And in the content, now I'm keeping this as professional, as casual, and now I'm writing a LinkedIn topic for the LinkedIn post. Here is the prompt for which I want the content to be generated. Now if I generate the content, here I'm clicking on the generate. So this should create a result for us. If we see on our automation that this is using our pre-trained model, and this somehow create a better post based on our requirements. So this is creating the content, and now we have got that. So here we can see as students worldwide gear up to apply for the US universities, one thing is clear: Trump return to politics could complicate things. Why? His first term saw stricter visa policies, and many believe he will push for even tougher measures against international students, viewing them as potential threats rather than future innovations. For students, this means more uncertainty and risk. Applying to US, once a straightforward path for ambitious mind, is now a fraud with the fear of visas being denied or shortened. Bottom line, if you are an international student aiming for the US, stay alert, plan your backups. Europe, Canada, Australia are still welcoming fresh talent with open arms. So you can already see that this content is much more mature as well as created in better way. So here is the content that is generated based on a pre-trained model. Now let us see how can we create a front end like this through Lovable. So first of all, I would like to make things very clear that for creating any web application, either you need to have an idea about that what it should include and what would be the functionalities for that. And for this web app, I'm pretty sure that what are the components I would be having in this web application. So there would be a content type, and there would be a tone, and there would be a topic. There would be a text box for defining the topic, and there would be a button in order to generate the content. And after I click on the generating content, I would wait for the webhook in order to respond, and then I will show that response on my front end. So here is the generated content that I'm showing. So once I have these things clear in my mind, I then went to the ChatGPT and I have wrote this prompt. Write a prompt for Lovable.dev to build a content generator website based on the option chosen. I have also provided the text tag for the LLM in order to provide the consistent result. So here is the text tag that is used, Next.js plus shardcn. And here is the detailed description. On the main page, I want keep the heading in the middle. Below that card, in the card, have a drop down button that has various options such as tweet, LinkedIn post and email, and keep the default section as email. And below this, keep the horizontal row of tones that can be selected to write a text, professional, casual and funny, and keep the default selection as casual. We can keep these components as tabs, and default selected tab would be casual. A text box below this to enter the text about the topic and write the post on, and then provide a button below to generate. And below that would be the response. There is a response box, and in order to connect this, use this webhook. So I have provided the webhook to the ChatGPT in order to create a prompt for the Lovable so that it can create most of the web application in single prompt only, and then send all this data entered by the user, platform, tone of the message and text by the user. The response will be sent by n8n automation from the webhook, and this response will be presented to the user. Create a detailed prompt for this. So you can easily see that I have provided all my details to the ChatGPT, and I am asking ChatGPT in order to provide a detailed prompt for the Lovable. So after this, the ChatGPT has provided me the layout and the design of the website, and I can easily just copy this prompt and provide to the Lovable. This will provide a much more detailed idea to the Lovable so that it can generate most of our web application according to our requirements in the first prompt only. And in the Lovable, if I pasted that prompt, I would get that result. So for example, here is my application that I have created. If I go to this and I show you all these steps that what I have done after that. So at first I have provided this whole prompt to the Lovable, and after that it have created most of my application. That is correct. And based on some of the shortcomings, I have provided some of the revisions for that. So I have asked that when the data is sent to the webhook, wait for the response from the webhook and then the output the content in the response display. And you can easily see that most of my revisions after that are somewhat small, and hence I lower the query cost on the Lovable, as well as I can get the whole application running in just few prompts only. And then I have added, can we add this functionality in generate response display? It handles the HTML markdown formatting, that is output from the webhook will include different markdown formatting, as well as tags can be represented as the response. So this prompt is for displaying the formatting on the response generated, and also only return the output field value, not the raw JSON as response that is generated content. And after that I have added these revisions, and this has provided me a correct output, that is this application. So now we can see that through Lovable as well as using n8n, we can easily create a full stack application that is using n8n as backend and then using Lovable as the front end. So that's about from my side. If you like this video, I would like to request you to please like the video and subscribe the channel and follow me for more AI related stuffs. So till then, bye.